I know a lot of you guys are Onlyfans fans. But the parent company supposedly bought $20 million of Ethereum. This was back in between 2021 and 2022, right? And they still hold that. But this is an example of institutions or companies buying and not disclosing, right? Not everyone is like Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy. Whenever they buy, they release it and announce it right away. But there are so many companies out there that they don't want to announce it. They want to keep it a secret, right? So, going back to why the exchange reserves keeps going down is because, you just don't know. You don't know who's buying. BlackRock, I argue, is buying. That $3 billion to that mysterious whale, people say, well, it's Robinhood. No. Robinhood bought it for someone. It wasn't because they bought it from themselves. They're in the business of buying for others, right? So who bought that $3 billion? Was it BlackRock? Was it Fidelity? Maybe Vanguard wants to get involved? We don't know, right? So until someone discloses, you really don't know. But this is kind of interesting that they already bought $20 million worth of ETH, not Bitcoin. SHIB, a lot of you guys are SHIB fans. Right now, they have turned on limited access to Shibarium. They're getting ready for a huge relaunch. Hopefully, they will not repeat, the very first relaunch, which was, I guess, a disaster because of all the congestion, and they had like 2 million or 20 million of ETH locked in there. So they are getting ready to move forward with a relaunch. So we'll see how this goes, how it affects SHIB, and how it affects Bone. I don't know if the exact details, but this came out over the weekend. Okay. I think more will be announced today, according to the team. But Bitboy, Ben Armstrong, has been removed from his own companies, Hit Network, BJ Investment Holdings, and everything around Bitboy Crypto and around the blockchain. So I'm not going to speculate with you guys what has happened, what led to this, but this does seem pretty serious, and it's been talked about all weekend. So it was reported like a day ago. People found out that the multi-sig wallet, right, that held the founders or developers' funds, they changed it from 8 signatures required to make a move to 2, right? It looked very suspicious. Then they started setting off a whole lot of coins to various exchanges to be sold. So, of course, that dumped Pepe's price about 15-16%. Because there's just no good explanation for it. It seemed like the team was just trying to dump secretly behind the scenes, right? That's really it. So, end the story, right? No. So, Pepe, then whoever's left, okay, I guess there was like 6 people or something like that, 6 original founders. So one of the remaining founders said that basically, out of the 6, like 3, they were ex-members, okay, ex-founders. They left the project, but somehow they were able to hack the multi-sig wallet, change it so that it only required 2 signatures, okay, and then they took out 60% of whatever they were holding. Right? What was 16 trillion? 16 of the 26 trillions that they held. So it's kind of a weird thing. So, they went on and on and on, and this guy went on and on and on and said, don't worry, the people in place are good. The people that stole the funds are bad, and that's that, right? Basically, it's like, okay, this is the explanation. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If those 3 ex-members really did this, really stole the funds, why would they just steal 60%? Maybe they thought that was their fair share or something. I mean, you figure if they were that bad, they would just take all of it, right? So, I mean, it's just weird. And how were they able to change the multi-sig wallet requirement without needing all the keys to begin with. You need like all the keys to be able to make changes, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe there's just something not right about this. Obviously, people don't know what to think of it. But then, you know what? Someone decided to reveal, I think, the true story, although it's still kind of out there. So since then, now there's reports about insider trading due to this one guy, Paulie. Very controversial guy, and I'm not saying that we should trust him 100% because he has done some crazy shit before, okay? But he is claiming that the team purposely came out with that story, purposely made it seem like they were dumping because they wanted a price to go down. Why would they do that? Because they already have large short positions on Pepe. So this is all a ruse to make it seem like there's turmoil, to make it seem like there may have been a rug, right? And they wanted everything to go down. That's what Paulie is claiming because he believes he knows the true identity of the team. He knows the true identity of their wallets. Okay? There's 9 different insider wallets. And he went as far as to doxing the main guy. Okay, he posted this a few days ago, basically doxing who is the true founder of Pepe and everything else. Paulie said he actually helped them get listed on Binance. And he bought himself a nice $900,000 purple Lambo with the funds. Okay, so that's the latest story, right? That they actually did it on purpose to cause things to go down so that they could benefit more from their short position. Insider trading. This is looking bad, right? Because whoever Paulie doxed is in the United States. And there's no way that the SEC is not paying attention to Pepe. No way they're not paying attention to the dumping that happened. And no way they're not going to investigate this insider trading claim. Okay, Hashkey, I believe, is the very first exchange to get all their licenses, and trading begins today. But there's 80 other exchanges waiting to get approval, right? So the one caveat to all this doom and gloom out of China is maybe some of the citizens are thinking, well, stocks are doing bad, real estate is doing bad. Where am I going to put my money into? Let's put into Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? So that could be pretty good going forward. Again, when this news broke out before, when they approved all the, they set regulations, they approved everything to allow retail investors to trade. What we didn't really think about at the time was that there's no exchanges there. There's none that's operating. So even though it's been okay for a while, it hasn't really happened yet. Today is actually really the first day that retail investors are allowed to invest, right? And this will only expand from there. China has a bigger goal when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto and their own CBDC, their digital yuan and everything, right? So they have a grand plan, just hasn't been executed yet. But right now, I think the world is looking at China. Of course, if China's economy collapses, that means manufacturing collapses. That means supply chain tightens once again. And of course, that leads to higher inflation. One of the major reasons why inflation went up through the roof the last 3 years during COVID time, right? No one wants to see that again.